Welcome on Monday. I am here in Estonia. I've been coming for 2 days to driving from Poland. It was an amazing drive, 12 hours. But I decided to have a stop in Riga on the way. And I love driving, and this is a beautiful picturesque drive actually through the forest in Estonia and then along the Baltic Sea through Lithuania, Latvia. And I had a lot of time to really reflect and think and meditate in the car for so many hours, and listening some audiobooks. One of it was a book of Grant Cardone, the 10th the 10th time book. And I was reflecting on the book, and the book is kind of like self-development book, how we can kind of do more, be more, and kind of overachieving. And then at some point I was catching myself like with a little bit of anxiety about it, and I was thinking of that principle, everything works out perfectly, that I want to talk about today. And the way I learned about it is I was doing my Hawaiian training, Lomi Lomi Nui, learned about Huna, about 7 principles of Huna with Susan Pine Floyd, and the seventh principle that I have been presenting you in the last weeks, I've been learning from Susan, which was awareness, freedom, focusing, presence, love, strength, and wisdom. And here I go to Hawaii for my Kinomana 5 senior teachers training, and I had a chance to also study with Serge Kahli King, which is a master in Huna, in Hawaiian philosophy. He wrote amazing books, and he's a very wise man, and he comes to our training and he asks everybody from the training to present one of the principles. So I was picking, we were picking votes, who is presenting what. I was supposed to present about pono, about wisdom. Effectiveness is a measure of truth. And so I go on with all my presentation about it. And at the end of the presentation, we all sit, and Serge kind of smiled to us, and he said, and I want to share with you one more principle. And we were like, oh, there's one more principle? What it is? Like, everybody was so curious, like what it is, this another principle. And he said, guys, I just came about that actually everything works out perfectly. So no matter how you follow your principles, how you follow your life, what map are you using for your happiness or health or abundance or anything else that you want to change in your life, no matter what you do, everything works out perfectly. And for me, this is a very amazing principle, because it really touches my heart. It really helps me to relax and let go into my being, because understanding that principle means that we do not have to compare ourselves to nobody else, that we are beautifully unique being, and our path is uniquely designed to our own life. And dropping that comparison is so tremendously healing and relaxing, because then there's no more us and somebody else. This is just us on our own path, in our own journey of this beautiful life, living in this planet, to do whatever we are meant to be, to share our message with the world, to share our passion, our vision on life, and create this beautiful life on this beautiful planet in our own way. And sometimes I go into some anxiety or worries about how I can expand my vision, or how I can be better, and then I come back to that principle that everything is fine, that everything is perfectly okay as it is. And what I do at that moment is I step back to the past. I step back to 1 month before, and I look back to 6 months or 1 year or 5 years or even 10 years before and look into my life, who I was 5 months ago, who I was 5 years ago, how was my life back then and how is my life today. And this helps me to really understand that tremendous transformation and change that we all go through. If you look into your pictures, if you look into your life for the past, from 1 year ago, for 2 years ago, you will be surprised how much your life changed, how tremendously transformation you have been passed through all these times. And that helps us again to see, like, we don't have to compare to ourselves. I know we have a tendency to see somebody else's life, especially today with all the social media, and we're seeing somebody else's success, and we feel like, I want to be that. I want to do what that person is doing, and that can create that anxiety that we are not fulfilled with our life right now. And EWOP, where everything works out perfectly, helps us to relax, let go and surrender that everything is perfectly as it is in this moment. And so this is one of the ways that I practice this, to step back with the time and appreciate, being grateful for what I have. And another way I like to practice this principle is also, sometimes when I go through the difficult times, when I have some doubts or some anxiety arising, I ask myself, okay, Nisarga, listen, what is the worst scenario that can happen into your life? Because when the hard time comes, we having some worries, or we might encounter a fear that comes into our life. But what is the fear about? The fear is about like some scenario that can happen. So I go through different scenarios and asking myself, okay, what is the worst that can happen? You might lose, trainings, you might not have work anymore, you might not have a session anymore, your relationship can collapse, your health can collapse. Like, what is the worst scenario? And then I picture, and for me, like, the worst scenario is, okay, I can stop working, and what is the worst scenario? I can go to, for example, to India and spend 1 year or 2 years just meditating. Don't worry about work. I don't have to commit to work on a such intense level as at the moment. When I discover that actually the worst scenario can be a gift, the worst scenario can be a big teaching, big learning in my life, it helps me to tremendously relax in that principle that all is good, and I am in the perfect place in a perfect moment. So it also helps me to attune with my life as it is right now. So I invite you today, if you are catching yourself in comparison to anybody else in whatever area of life, financial, health, spiritual, just drop it. You are such a beautiful, unique being that there's no need to comparison yourself to anybody else. And then when you find that uniqueness and fall in love with your own uniqueness, with your own journey, with your own being, then you will shine with that gratitude and love towards yourself, and that you can drop into that place of everything works out perfectly. So I wish you an amazing week, an amazing day, and really acknowledge that you are in a perfect moment, in a perfect time, and everything around you is in a perfect alignment to who you are. Sending you much love. I'm super excited also starting my Lomi Lomi Nui training here in Estonia on Wednesday, and a week after myofascial energetic release training, focusing on pelvis, feet and knees. So it's a modality for grounding. And I'm super passionate and excited to share my biggest gift, which is sharing with others my skills of body work, and especially grounding is such a powerful way that we can be grounded into this world. So share your passion, share your vision, and remember, everything works out perfectly. Everything is good wherever it is. Embracing all aspects. It could be joy, it could be happiness, it could be sadness, pain, fear. Wherever you are in life, this is perfect. And with time, sometimes, even with this difficulty that we encounter in life, sometimes we can see, wow, this was such an amazing lesson. Sometimes some severe illness or accident, when we look back with time to 2, 3, 4 years ahead, we see that it can be tremendous gift. So acknowledge wherever you are with appreciation and gratitude, and the life will unfold in a beautiful way because everything works out perfectly. Sending you much love from Estonia, Tallinn. Have an amazing day. Bye bye.